Tonight, government commences issuance of tickets to level 1 to 8 civil servants interested in free 2-bedroom apartments. President Tinubu approves 70,000 naira as minimum wage. Labour accepts. Governor's wife moves to evade cholera outbreak in Akwa Ibom State. And CAF inspects Nigerian stadium next week. Details of this and other stories in just a moment. So good to have you with us tonight. I am Miriam Ikbutu. Akwa Ibom State Government has flagged off the issuance of tickets to civil servants of level 1 to 8 in its employ who are to benefit from its free 2-bedroom housing units as gifts from government. The ceremony was performed by the head of civil service, Elder Ifeanyi, at the Akbani Semen Hall, Government House, Uyo. Patience John reports.
Addressing civil servants who had expressed interest to own the free 2-bedroom flat at the Grace Housing Estate on payment of 50,000 naira non-refundable fees, the head of civil service, Elder Ifeanyi, explained the process and commended Pastor Moeno for his fatherly disposition.
I appreciate your patience, your understanding, and the orderliness in these processes we started on Monday. Complete that form with the endorsement, you come back to return the form and receive a ticket. Today we selected to start to issue the selection ticket. That is the ticket that you go and keep when we announce the date and the venue for the selection process. You proudly come with your ticket and be well seated. His Excellency wants this process to be as transparent as you can see.
According to him, over 130 people have bought the forms, which sale started Monday this week and will last for 2 weeks at the Akbani Semen Hall, Government House, Uyo.
So far from the record that we have received from Accountant General showing the payments of the expression of interest fee, we have recorded 132 people so far. Maybe at the end of today we'll have many more. The window is open, it's 2 weeks. We just started on Monday.
The exercise, according to the Permanent Secretary, Office of the Head of Civil Service, Mr. Joseph Esidem, who is the Secretary of the Committee in charge of the housing scheme, the process will be transparent.
Free for all, without any godfatherism. So the committee was set up to ensure, to facilitate the process of selection. And all of you sitting here did that phase 1 by indicating your interest through the payment of non-refundable sum of 50,000 naira. There must be the next process to give you a ticket so that you can fully participate in the selection process proper.
One of the prospective beneficiaries expressed confidence in the process and prayed for success at the final stage.
To the glory of God, we know what God can do because of our excellency, our governor, Pastor Moba no, because he has seen how things are, especially with the younger ones, with the junior staff. So we have that confidence that God, in his infinite mercies, will give us and grants us the grace to win the house. Our excellency have said to be free and fair. We believe so much on him, and we know that is what he will do.
It will be recalled that Governor Moeno recently promised free 2-bedroom expandable units of houses to 150 civil servants in the state of levels 1 to 8 at the Grace Housing Estate, located along Ring Road 3 extension. Patience John, Akbc News.
A new national minimum wage has come into existence following the end of today's meeting between Labour and President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The national minimum wage is now 70,000 naira. This follows the approval of the president, who promised to review its law every 3 years. The president is reported to also promise to find ways to assist states and the private sectors to pay the new national wage. He is also expected to send the minimum wage bill to the National Assembly to become a law in the country. The leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, led by Comrade Joe Ijero, and the Trade Union Congress, led by Comrade Festus Osifo, applauded the announcement, especially assurance by the president to meet demands of the university unions on unpaid 4 months' salaries. The meeting was witnessed by Minister of Information and National Reorientation, Mohammed Idris, and that of Labour and Employment, Nkiruke Oyegbucha. The Labour leaders accepted the 70,000 naira because the president promised to review it every 3 years, and they added other incentives, including addressing the unpaid 4 month salaries of university workers. A new housing estate known as Awet Luxury Gardens is soon coming on stream in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. The housing estate, when completed, will be located at the former timber market along Oran Street, Eweraford in Uyo. Governor Mino, who led the foundation for the project, said it is in line with his vision of providing shelter for people in the state. A Government House reporter, Patience John, completes the story.
As part of his administration's commitment to providing affordable and comforting housing for the people, Governor Mono, at the foundation-laying ceremony of the Awet Luxury Gardens, noted that the estate, a prototype of the Akada Luxury Estate, will cater for both local residents and investors from the diaspora. The governor added that the project, which is more of a business venture for the state government, will have 8 months to sell units and called on interested buyers to be ready. He thanked the Weatherford community for supporting the state government by donating the parcel of land for the project.
We need this kind of gated community within a community itself, like the MD of Akicop have said, to help people coming to invest in Akwa Ibom. You can see the designs yourself. So while we are taking care of the rural community, we'll take care of the middle class. We also make provision for the upper class. We would like to thank the village Awet Oford for working with government to get this place moving. I'll stop government. So we thank the community for giving us this space and for their understanding.
An overview of the project from the Commissioner for Housing, Utuikon Raphael Bassi, said the new housing estate will feature 32 residential plots of 5-bedroom detached housing units each, boys' quarters, outdoor recreational facilities for children and adults, work paths, a 100-man capacity multi-purpose hall, office facilities, parking spaces, security house, and others, with a central power plant sitting on a 3.5 hectares land space. While the managing director of the Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation, Akicop, Pastor Imobasi Jacob, said that the project will not only meet the housing needs of the people, but will also be a source of revenue for the state in line with Akicop's goals.
This project is going to sit on 3.5 hectares of land. It will create both direct and indirect employment for Akwa Ibom people.
This is an investment. This is a high end to open up the state to the rest of the world. It is rightly named Awet Luxury Gardens.
Stakeholders of Uyo local government area, including the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Sir Charles Udo, the local government chairman, who was represented by the vice chairman, Pastor Sylvia Ekon, and the paramount ruler, Didem Sylvanus Sokon, assured of the commitment of Uyo people to supporting the Umoino administration.
Signed by Michael Yai for so many years. For coach to be there, it's a year of 1 year for
The Ewet Luxury Gardens replaces the former timber market on Orange Street, Uyo. Patience John, Akbc News.
Governor Moino has described the Supreme Court judgment on local government financial autonomy as a welcome development. He, however, expressed fears on their commitment to pay salaries and allowances as at when due, especially in local government areas that have many personnel than others. The governor bared his mind at the Victor International Airport, Uyo, on arrival from official engagement outside the country. Again, Patience John has more.
Touching down at the Victor International Airport after several days of official engagement outside the country, Governor Moino was received by a cross-section of political stakeholders and others, reacting to questions from Government House reporters on the recent Supreme Court judgment on local government financial autonomy. The governor gave his note.
Well, Supreme Court has made pronouncements. That's the final court of the land. But for us in Akwa Ibom, honestly, I don't see us having any problem. Since I came into office, I have not tampered with any fund of the local government. Their money comes and then it goes to them. They meet at their joint account committee. I am not a member. I don't go there. To be honest with you, it's a welcome development because I know how much we as a state support the local government. Our rice agenda is also centered around developing our local government areas. So with this now, I feel relieved.
Governor Moino, however, expressed some reservations on the judgment, but promised to work out modalities to handle challenges that may arise.
The only challenge that I envisage now, and we need to sit down and find a way around it. How will the local government workers be paid promptly? How will the primary school teachers be paid promptly? How do we clear the arrears of backlog that we had because of this kind of thing in the past? In the last 1 year, I've been spending money clearing all these backlogs, arrears of leave, arrears of salaries. Some local governments will not even be able to pay salaries. But I'm concerned about how workers will get paid on time, how the allowances will be paid, how we will not leave backlogs so that incoming administration will now have to bear the brunt. A local government like Uyo, take for example, everybody lives here. All of us have come to Uyo, our wives work here, teachers are here, they get the same allocation. How do they pay? So I pray that we can find a way around this because that's the only worry.
From the airport, the governor and his entourage, including the deputy governor, Dr. Akon Eyariyi, made a stopover at the reclamation site on Dominic Utuk Avenue, which traverses part of the Widowford community, to ascertain the level of work on the project. Patience John, Akbc News.
And still to come, governor's wife moves against cholera outbreak in Akwa Ibom. And CAV inspectors arrive Nigeria next week over stadia inspection. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Good to have you back. The wife of the governor, Pastor Patience Moino, has embarked on an awareness campaign across the 3 senatorial districts to sensitize traders on proper hygiene measures to take in order to avoid the outbreak of cholera in the state. At Idu Market, Uran local government area, Pastor Patience explained that it was pertinent to go on an intensive awareness and preventive campaign to sensitize the people on how to maintain proper hygiene, especially with the recent cholera outbreak that has been recorded in 33 states in Nigeria. Margaret Bassey reports.
The governor's wife, who was represented by the special assistant to the governor on general duties, Mrs. Anne Abraham, said that the Golden Initiative for All, GIFA, which has the fight against diseases as one of its thematic areas, is concerned with ensuring that Akwa Ibom people continue to embrace healthy living. The First Lady noted that the need to engage in healthy lifestyle is of utmost importance, as only a healthy populace will benefit from the different pillars of her husband, Governor Moino's Arise initiatives, and result in a sustainable growth and development. Taking the traders through various sessions, the President, Medical Women Association of Nigeria, M1, Dr. Uda Osanga, President, Association of Retired Directors of Primary Health Medical Professionals, Mrs. Ekaite Collins, a member of the Association of Lady Pharmacists, Pharmacist Blessing Udoisien, enlightened the market women and men on cholera, preventive measures, and treatment. They said the primary cause of cholera is the consumption of contaminated water and poor sanitation, adding that the disease is highly fatal with high vulnerability rates on the aged and children from 0 to 5 years, and if contacted can cause death within 24 hours. The medical professionals encouraged Akwa Ibom people to maintain good hygiene by avoiding open defecation, washing their hands regularly with soap and running water, drinking clean water, and properly covering food to avoid contamination, while they advised that in the case of severe diarrhea and dehydration, which are symptoms of cholera, oral hydration solution ORS should be administered before seeking medical attention. But
let us make use of the health centers. Health centers, I mean, Ayakebo, Atta, Panifio, Keba about to sober. A guy in a market now, you know, he could make it for 10 minutes. I didn't follow what he got. I first say, by color, you get 2 minutes. I'm at one fan, second, I'm 2 them. A bumper, salt, sugar, solution. Ben quiet is sugar, it's yon. Now I throw in on teaspoon cocoa. Ben some came on guy for a beer. Don't know you know. You talk your mom for making it land the health center. So I use mom, I use sugar minimum. Daddy going to come and more when all I am for your own. Long as they may have enemy yarding. Sugar, I mean, I use 3 bank to me, it's okay. You know how the one yet to half, you know, you want them to go. Half the family, kiddo, up for just half.
High point of the campaign was the demonstration of proper hand washing techniques as well as ORS preparation and its components. Margaret Bassey, Akbc News.
160 women made up of 10 from each of the 16 wards of Orowanam local government area have been empowered with the sum of 8 million naira by the Transition Committee Chairman, Mr. Kingsley Frank, under the Back to Farm grant for them to return to their farms. The Agribusiness Empowerment Program held at the Council Secretariat, Ikori Britam, featured the empowerment of some women in tailoring and hairdressing businesses. The wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Patience Omoino, witnessed as a special guest. Margaret Bassey reports.
The governor's wife appreciated the transition chairman of Oroanam, Mr. Kingsley Frank, and wife, Afyong, for the thoughtful gesture of initiating the empowerment program in support of her pet project, the Golden Initiative for All, JIFA, describing the theme of the event, Role of Women in Food Security, as very profound, especially to arrest the issue of food scarcity, represented by the personal assistant to the governor on general duties, Ms. Ofoni Messian. The Akwa Ibom State First Lady encouraged the beneficiaries to invest the grants in tools received in a judicious manner in order to grow their businesses.
Empowering women in agriculture and improving their access to education, technology, and market thereof can not only enhance their own livelihood but also contribute to the increased food production and security at the global level.
The transition chairman of Oroanam local government area, Mr. Kingsley Frank, reiterated his commitment to domesticate the governor's Arise agenda through agricultural revolution, rural development, infrastructural maintenance, security management, educational advancement, and the execution of one project per ward across the 16 wards in the local government area, promising to do more. Also speaking, the wife of Oroanam transition chairman, Mrs. Afyong Frank, stated that about 60 to 80% of women produce food consumed in Nigeria and urged the women to use the funds received to complement the women empowerment component of the Golden Initiative for All, JIFA, the humanitarian platform of the governor's wife to ensure food sufficiency and security.
And I want to tell you, even though some members of our day, I will still do things for the people of Oromo.
Women will go home with empowerment items, back to find support.
The event featured a 4-man panel discussion on the role of women in food security, where the press secretary to the wife of the governor, Mrs. Udwak Ekong, wife of the deputy chief whip Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mrs. M.M. Idiong, among others, spoke and encouraged women on the need to go back to farming to ensure food sufficiency.
The wife of the president, through the Renewed Hope Initiative, her pet project, has instituted a competition for every woman to cultivate a farm in their homes. You will do a 30 seconds video. You will record and send the best of the entries to Abuja. You stand a chance to win 20 million naira.
What is the A in the Arise agenda? It is called agricultural revolution. It's very, very important that we go back to our local farms.
A goodwill message was presented by Lady Imekirian, who thanked the governor's wife for her huge support to the women of Oroanam. Also applauded the transition chairman for his deliberate effort in touching lives. High points of the event was the presentation of empowerment cash and tools to the beneficiaries. Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, the physically elated women leader of Oroanam Ward 2, Mrs. Inamke Friday, appreciated the transition chairman and wife for equipping them with tools and cash for the economic enhancement. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
And now football. A team of inspectors from the Confederation of African Football is expected to be in Nigeria next week to inspect the venues of the 4 clubs registered for the CAF Interclub competitions for the 2024-2025 season. This is contrary to earlier reports in the media that all 4 teams may play all their continental games at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, because their respective stadia do not meet CAF requirements. However, the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, debunked the reports on Tuesday during the annual general meeting of the Nigeria Premier Football League, when he disclosed that no stadium has been ruled out yet. He said CAF only barred all stadia in Nigeria except for the Godswill Akbc International Stadium in Uyo from hosting national team matches because they are yet to meet its standards. Most African countries also failed to meet the standard, as some will play in other countries rather than their home countries. Nigeria will be represented in the CAF Championship League by league winners Rangers International of Enugu and Remo Stars of Ikene, while the duo of El Kenemi Warriors of Meduguri and Enyimba International of Aba will fly Nigerian flags in the Confederation. That's the package tonight, pictures before we go another look at the top stories. Following the announcement for civil servants on level 1 to 8 interested in the free housing units, the head of civil service has allotted tickets to those who paid the non-refundable 50,000 naira fee. The ticket distribution took place at the Akbani Semen Hall Government House, Uyo. 70,000 naira has been approved as new national wage for the country. Announcing the figure, President Tinubu said it will be reviewed every 3 years. We brought you a report that in order to avert cholera outbreak in Akwa Ibom, the wife of the governor, Pastor Patience Omoino, has embarked on a sensitization campaign to all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Pastor Patience addressed market women at Idu on ways to observe proper hygiene to avoid cholera outbreak. That was a package. We thank you so much for finding time to join us on the news and wish you a pleasant night rest.